Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of the Latin Empire at Renaissance 4. Here we are once again, and I think I'm going to build a fort in either Sopron or Samogami, to, well, prevent further incidents where, effectively, you saw on the wall just now I had, if you watched last episode I imagine, where they attacked and went through here. And either way, that's what I aim to prevent. But I already know I need more men to look over this, and to be honest, I'm just going to hire whatever level is available, and to be honest, the only levels available I'm interested in are 1 and 2s. And I've got plenty of money, so I could run a profit while, you know, under stress and whatnot. But anyway, Sicily, as it is gonna come to an end soon. Now I could gain Salento just like that, but I do want to gain actually more claims on them, and I want to actually pressure them into giving up. Now, Siena and Treviso would be the ones that bother. Treviso is actually a moderately major power here. Yeah, Sopron. Well. So what is actually produced in Sopron? Grain. I shall invest in a bigger army. It's a 553. And eventually it will be a 20 development province so it can sustain a fort without the loss of any current things in it. Secondly, I do need to gather up a bit of power to get my next tech. Embezzler, ugh, awful. Now, that actually means I'm permanently, effectively, spending a ducat a month to counteract the increasing corruption that you could bring on. It also, however, does include corruption brought on by overextension and whatnot. So, my manpower is recovering quite quickly. I'm quite stable, I seem to be. And I'm going to start moving my leaders over here. The best leader is going to lead this army. Is there a fort in Salento? Yes, there is. Okay, the guy with the siege pips can, well, with the siege pip, can go there. The other guy who's got maneuver, but not really the greatest shock, but he has got some fire, is going to go behind to reinforce. So Salento has to be taken out first. These two are going to go to Messina and try and take that. Now, in terms of culture, I do intend to make everything Greek, because cultural cleansing is very fun. No, never do that, just integrate them. And just let it gradually become more and more Greek. So, soon enough, it's going to be the Pike Square, and so on and so on. Really, you're on the regular text of the game now. Medieval administration, very, very... I think it's the first tech in the game. In the vanilla game now, that is. Now, there's no doubt that when the entire religious thing kicks off, if I go Protestant, there will be an inevitable shitstorm, really, in Europe. Because I own probably about, I'm not going to say a lot of the Catholic lands. Oh, what's this? Ooh, mercantilism, or I'll just, nah, fuck both of you. I want my power. Bit too radical, mate. Too radical. And then I only have that guy and a yearly prestige or stability. I shall take the yearly prestige. And Diplo I'm going to leave open for the immediate moment. But that actually enables me to core that, even if it's not maximum efficiency, because I have a bit of war exhaustion. And I'll wait a bit of time for these to drop down a bit further. Technology-wise, I think everyone is wanting to get above each other. Still, I mean, look at this. Literally everyone is on an equal plane. The only one that is lower is Bashkir, and that's nomadic. Mongolia as well. Wait. There's just this little... the Cummins. How are they alive? I wasn't aware they were actually still alive. And I find it minorly hilarious. But anyway. So, when the Reformation kicks off, the thing is, going Protestant means I can actually just quite willingly just conquer as much Catholic provinces as I want. Without, well, if I take Rome, I won't have the penalty for, you know, certain things anymore. Now, my next leader of the nation is a diplomat, effectively. One admin still, not very good, and I'd prefer to have a lot of admin over anything else, so I'm actually tempted to focus this. Which I just did, so, you know. I've dedicated my decision, it's going to happen now. And I think it's time we start some culture conversion up here. Just those two provinces for now, because it'll have to be a bit gradual, due to the fact we've grabbed all of this at different times. Oh my, you're very useful. We're making a small profit really each month, for we have a massive reserve of cash. Sure. Not like money matters much to me, is it? So, the papacy and me are probably going to end up breaking our alliance at some point. It would also be a great idea if eventually I can swing around through Treviso and conquer all of the northern provinces of Italy. Because the fact is, I'm actually a lot larger and a lot closer to other European powers than I would actually like to be. Because literally, the only buffer between me and France is literally just northern Italy. Once that's gone, guess what? There's going to be a lot of shit hitting the fan between me and France, most likely. But anyway, I digress. So, taking Salento, as well as Messina, Salerno, no, that's Palermo, not Salerno. And Siracusa is going to be a great advantage. Like father, like son. You fucking cocks. Really, you are a disappointment to literally everyone. I am disappointed in you. What just become a trend now, where like every single heir I get is an embezzler. Watch that happen. Now this would cause a bit of a reform desire. Look at that. So many people would hate me for it, but a lot of advantages would also be acquired. So I can also get yearly prestige levy. I'm going to levy a church tax. Now, I could get that, but do I want to? I can wait till next year and then I'll get it. I think that's best option. Best option. Now, if I were to take this and then actually island hop along here, I could attack Andalusia and start taking North Africa back, which would encircle Egypt with two fronts. which is an advantage and a disadvantage, because they can attack through both ways. And I imagine it's a lot easier to get to Kahira than through North Africa than it is from Syria. The disadvantage of this is Andalusia has very high coring costs, and I haven't got much admin to spend. Now, if there's one thing I do have a slight issue with, I wish you could, like, remove developmental provinces if you were not a horde. Say, Tarnovo, it used to be Tarnovo, it's now Turnovo. But, man, I would just like to, transfer some of the development away to other provinces that would benefit from it. Say you could transfer development from conquered provinces, or maybe through some other thing. Because I'd like to transfer some of that development to, the Greek provinces and the core lands and whatnot. Say transfer it from Turnovo to that, Plovdiv and Sofia, and just transfer it, spread it more equally around the area. Just a migration of people from there to the rest of the country. It would be very beneficial, I think. Very beneficial. And the main reasoning behind that is, if you did that, you would be able to, focus development a bit better, and it could just be a dynamic modifier where getting extremely high development provinces that you take in peace deals, they tend to, redistribute. I say the people there either leave your country or just go elsewhere in your country. Because I think there are cases of that in history. I haven't studied it in particular, medieval history and stuff like that, but I imagine it could happen. Oh, my cities have been conquered. I want to go somewhere else for work. I'm not complaining, it's just I do find it a little weird that some of these provinces are just as well developed as my capital. It triggers me a little. But that's immature. So I'm not going to complain much more. But anyway, so with relation to all of this, once I've taken over Sicily, I should be in a position where I can quite reliably, if I need to, stage an attack into the papacy. And also, if I take over Italy, say all of this, I might then just start focusing my efforts down into the east and south. As really, I've conquered the city of Rome, and that would be enough, I would imagine, in theory, to proclaim yourself as Rome. So wait till the end of this year, and then we'll take this tech, and probably this one as well. And there's also a lot of other real nice things that I think should be done, implemented from other Paradox games, but that's just my opinion. CK2 allows you to rename your nation, or rather, your de jure kingdom. You would rename it to, say, from the kingdom. It would just be known as France, and you end up with Kingdom of France, and you could change it to, say, Paris, and it would be Kingdom of Paris. And really, I do prefer that sort of system, because it does bring a few advantages to the table. It just feels very dynamic. And it's a very nice system. Being able to do it in this wouldn't be too bad either, because then you could say it would be mainly a role play sort of thing. I imagine many people who play mainly for the competitive side of things wouldn't care so much. And I can understand that feeling that it isn't really needed, but I can also understand why people might like it. Egypt and Ethiopia having another brawl, as always. Every decade Egypt and Ethiopia are having a fight, and each time no one comes out on top. No idea what the hell they're doing, but I don't know. What are they doing? I don't know. In theory, Ethiopia should be very weak in comparison to Egypt, who's a great power. Ethiopia isn't even on the list. But one thing. the bottom few powers are very close to each other. Look. 590 effectively to 570. That's a 20 gap. Really, it only gets intense after Sweden, where then there's a gap of almost, well, just over 200. And then the third power, then another about, well, under 100 development, but still significant. And then there's me and Jin fighting it out on top. And I'm going to be striving to make that gap as big as possible. So I'm going to fabricate Messina, because it's the border province. Just one place can make a state, but oh well. Now, if I were to somehow get, say, a PU over France, just imagine how powerful I'd be then. PU over France? Oh yes, please, I'd love that, because, let's be honest, I would then own, effectively, Gaul, which in itself is 800 development, and I'd be able to easily connect my lands just with a few provinces. I'd get a lot of aggressive expansion, but how strong would I be? Too strong. For, like, you'd need a massive coalition of the Germanic nations and probably a lot of southern nations as well to deal with me at that level. Right, if I take Rome, I should theoretically get a decision if I want to restore Rome, or at least have it show up, even though I'm not necessarily able to take it. What's going on here? Brescia is going for war against Treviso. Is that what's going on? But anyway, Poland should be perfectly fine, because he's a pretty strong power now. I mean, he owns quite a nice bit of land. Now, I'm not really experienced with personal unions, like, I don't really try to get them, because I don't know how to. The only way I know is via the violent method, where you wait for them to have, like, a weak claim heir, and then you claim their throne, and either the ruler dies, and you can arguably get the throne if they have no heir at all, or if it's a weak claim. I'm not sure what occurs. I think the heir either ascends or there's a war or whatever. But you can also claim the throne and then declare war on them to force a personal union, I believe. Now, with the Sicilian provinces soon to be devoured, and quite possibly Rome to actually be taken by me in the future, I might ditch my alliance with the papacy after I kill Sicily. Or after I say encircle them. Now, there's a few other things to consider. Expanding further in the east is one of them. Why am I on? I should be on speed 5. I have just been wasting time. Lovely me. But anyway, let's try and get this tech by the end of the episode. We've got a minute to get through like a year. Lovely. So, I would say the biggest thing that I am going to try, the biggest obstacle at this point in time is the aggressive expansion, which is currently going away. With people that it matters the most, I'd say it's going away quickly. It's mainly all of these guys in the HRE. Sicily isn't there, so less aggressive expansion. Perfect. And whatnot. So I could build another like 20 ships if I wanted. And I'm not going to get to take this tech in time. But either way, thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you next time, where we shall finish off Sicily. I did not mean to click on that. And maybe, just maybe, go and start conquering other provinces around the region. Or rather, not provinces, but other areas. We might start focusing our efforts on conquering northern Italy. Either way, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye for now.